Good evening. It is evening here in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, and sun has gone down over the horizon. Street lights and some of the neighborhoods are starting to turn on, and I'm on a hike, kind of an experiment. I live within a short walking distance of the Coulee Rim of the Old Man River Valley, and if you haven't seen it in my other videos, this is what it's like. You can see back that way. There's a subdivision in the distance. That's where I live. I live in that subdivision, and where I am right now is making my way down toward the river. I can hear geese coming in for the night. You can see this is just a big valley, basically. And around here, we call these draws leading down into the valley, we call them coulees. And it's really quite spectacular scenery. I'm very fortunate to live here next to or within walking distance of a natural area, really a wilderness area like this. And so I've always had this idea that if a guy was even to just hike up and down the coulees once a day from the top, from like my house, for instance, or even if a guy was to drive up to the Coulee Rim and then hike down once a day to the river itself, grab a rock or something off the river bottom, hike back up. That alone would provide, a massive amount of exercise every day, keep a guy in pretty good shape. Now, it wouldn't be like the guy wouldn't be a tremendous athlete or anything, but I think it would keep a guy in good shape with his legs, good cardio, depending on how he approached the whole thing. But there's people that can't even, there's a lot of people that can't even climb up and down these coulee drainages, not even once. I do know guys, they call themselves rock lickers, who are basically ammonite miners. They go out with picks and shovels into the coulee and grab ammonite fossils off of the cut banks and cliffs to sell as gemstones. And those guys are in pretty good shape, going up and down every day. And of course they also are digging and stuff, and they oftentimes walk good distances in the coulees, but they're in good shape. Any case, I'm experimenting. I've got a pedometer on, and I'm going to find out, about how long does it take to simply walk up and down, not jogging or anything like that, but just walk up and down. I'm going to grab a rock at the bottom, bring it back up to the top, and deposit it. And then if I happen to continue doing this quite often, just as a little bit of exercise, maybe I can build a good pile of rocks, and I think that would just be fun to do. I did get that idea from some traditions in Northern California. Some tribes that I worked with there one time, part of their training regime for children who are coming into young adulthood was to have them run down to the river every morning, grab a rock, run back up the valley. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to see how long it takes me to get from my front door to the river and back. I'm wearing some ankle weights just to make it a little bit more difficult for me. And then I'll see what my pedometer says for what it estimates the calories burned and distance and all of that. I know it's really tough when you start talking calories to be actually accurate, because everybody's level of health is different, their level of fitness, the energy that I expend doing something is going to be different than the energy somebody else expends doing the same thing, just because of our fitness level. Which is part of why I'm going to ankle weights, and I'm going to pick up a rock, because I figure that might help bring the pedometer's estimate closer to what's realistic for me. Anyway, just checking it out. Gonna see if I can get down and back up before I lose all daylight. I know in the camera it looks pretty bright, but out here in real life, it's actually a little dark. Not so easy climbing up icy slope. Okay, I'm back up on the Coulee rim. It's obviously gotten a lot darker in a very short amount of time. I did carry my rock up to the highest point and set it down there. I took a picture of it, but I didn't film it. I should have, but I was a little preoccupied heaving up my dinner. My asthma has made it such that almost every time I do any kind of substantial cardio, I lose whatever's in my stomach. So in this case, it was a good thing because it was a little bit of pizza, which is part of what motivated me to try this experiment tonight anyway, was to see if I could burn off some of the pizza I had eaten that was against my diet. So it was not enjoyable to throw it up, but at the same time, it might be a blessing because it got some of it out of my system and I'm burning some of it off. But anyway, I left my rock, and if this turns out to be an exercise that I do once a day or a few times a week or whatever, then I can make a nice cairn there over time. So shouldn't be too long till I'm back at my front door, and then I'll see what the pedometer has to say about what went down. Okay, here's what the little pedometer thing had to say. Says that the whole lap down to the river and back took me 1 hour, 1 minute, 12 seconds. With the lap distance of 3.119 kilometers. I don't know what this lap cals is. Maybe it's saying that I burn 174 calories, but I would say I had to burn way more calories than that. At least twice that much, maybe 3 times that much, given the exertion. I don't know if this app counts in altitude, because that's quite a altitude drop in gain. Down here it looks like it's saying that I was expending maybe 4 calories a minute. 4 times 60 would be at least like 240 calories, but I don't know. Anyway, it is good to know it takes about an hour, and the distance is about 3 kilometers, a little bit more than 3 kilometers. So that's what it is what it is. Anyway, I thought it was a good exercise, something to do, you know, if because it could be done morning, noon, or night. Me, I'm not afraid to go out in the coulees at night, and so if you got an hour to spare and you want good exercise that's you know, just gonna be a little bit of cardio, a little bit of leg work, get the heart pumping and all that stuff. Old man kind of exercise, but not quite, because it's quite a valley to hike up and down. Anyway, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I'll probably do it again.